Today on the channel, we're going to be talking about a sci-fi horror film called Ash, which is now playing in theaters. It will be coming to the Shudder streaming service at a later date and will be coming to VOD next month. Hey everyone, my name is Ryan. Thank you guys for clicking on this video. If you like reviews like this, definitely hit the subscribe button. I do reviews like this all the time on the channel, and also hit the like button as well, and comment below your thoughts on Ash and what is your favorite Shudder horror film. Now, this film was directed by Flying Lotus, and he has done one other short that I've seen before called Ozzy's Dungeon, which was featured on the VHS 99 anthology, and I quite actually enjoyed that short. I believe he has one other full-length film, but I've never seen that before. This film, it stars Eiza González and Aaron Paul, and it's about a woman who wakes up on a spaceship, and she's on this distant planet, and everybody in the crew has been presumably killed. Now, I did see a trailer going into this film, and the visuals of that trailer are what really drew me into this film. And a sci-fi horror film, I can't really imagine that Shudder's done really many of these, so just like the visuals alone is what really drew me into this film. And I can actually confirm that the visuals here are probably one of the strongest points of this film. I love that we get the visuals in the spaceship outside on this planet that they're on. And just like the colors they use a lot of red and pink, and I thought they did a really good job with that aspect, kind of building this world and really just understanding the fact that we are on this distant planet and really not knowing presumably what's going on in this film. I really did enjoy the visuals that really kind of helped carry this film overall. I think those are the strongest points of this film. I also like the music as well. I felt like it really did fit the narrative of this film. Definitely as the film goes along, there's definitely points in here where the score, it's really amped up, and I think that it really plays into what is really going on within the spaceship and then outside the spaceship as well. This is an ultimate slow burn film, and it's definitely not going to work for everyone. This director, because his visuals are very much on point, I do feel like a lot of this film is very experimental. It obviously is that sci-fi horror genre, but I feel like there's a lot of things that this director is throwing in to really make it experimental. I felt like when I was watching this film, very much like a music video with a lot of repetitive type of visuals. There is this one scene where you have this black guy who is shown as like kind of like a jump scare type of thing, but it's in like a hallucination / dream that Eiza González is having over and over and over in this film, and they do it quite a bit. I would say they do it at least 3 or 4 times throughout this film. And I think because this film, it has a very much lack of narrative, it really hurts the film overall. At first, you don't really know what's actually going on. They kind of explain it a little bit, but even with them really explaining like certain things about it, we don't really get to explore that portion of the film where they really were actually killed. And that was really disappointing about the film. The film also borrows from Alien and The Thing as well, and I've actually heard some people say that it borrows from Aliens 3. I haven't seen that film, so I can't really confirm that. I've seen Alien and Aliens, but I've never seen Alien 3, so I thought that was interesting that they actually said that in their review, and a few other people have said that as well, so interesting enough. Apparently it borrows from Alien 3. I would definitely say it borrows from The Thing, especially in the third act. Definitely within like the last 15-20 minutes of the film, it definitely is borrowing from The Thing, which really kind of took away from the film a little bit, because to me it felt like, okay, we've seen this before, we've seen Alien, we know how this really goes, and I just felt like they didn't really do a lot with the concept. And this film, it isn't like the most, I would say, engaging film, because Eiza González is just really just wandering around this ship. Eventually she meets up with Aaron Paul's character, and then it kind of becomes like a cat and mouse game, and can you really actually trust this individual? And then, like I said, there's these other visuals that are going on, lots of flashbacks that kind of like iron out the story a little bit, but it shows like little by little. And then, like I said, she's having all these dreams as she's kind of wandering around the ship, so it's not like the most engaging type of thing as the film is going along. And like I said, it's like the ultimate slow burn here, so it's not like the most interesting. And I think as that film was really going along, I just felt like I was kind of bored, like especially when we got to about the 45-minute mark. this is a 90-minute movie, so you shouldn't have pacing problems in a 90-minute movie. You should be having the story actually kind of chug along and pace along. And it felt like one of those films where it was kind of like a short story, and then they just kind of didn't know what to do with it. They got like really experimental with it, and like I said, like I think this director could do like music videos. He seems like he could really create like a big mood and have like really good music over top of different visuals. So I think like he's really good at that, but I just think here there isn't a lot for these characters to do as this film is going along, and like that is the biggest thing. Is I've heard a lot of people with their reviews that they just say kind of the same thing I'm saying, like the music's good and it looks good, but like there's not really a whole lot of plot. And then you add in the fact that you have Alien and The Thing, and we've seen it before, so it's like nothing new. And how many times have you seen a spaceship crash or somebody that's on a ship that is just like broken? So like there's like little aspects of like Event Horizon in here as well. So like those little things, yeah, you can kind of compare it to other movies, but on the surface here, this movie, it just doesn't have anything really special to really break apart from any of those movies other than like the visuals are cool. I think when it comes down to it, for me, this is a movie that just didn't really work for me, and I didn't really like it. It was cool because after the film there was a Q&A, and it was a live Q&A, and it was actually presented, I think, like in Los Angeles. So we actually got to watch the live Q&A with the director, Eiza González, and Aaron Paul. And what was really interesting to me as they kind of came out and they introduced everybody, the crowd was completely dead. So I don't know if they didn't enjoy the movie or they just weren't in the mood to cheer or what, but it was very interesting like thing that I actually recognized as I was watching the live stream, and they were interviewing the actor and actress, and also you had the host that was interviewing the director as well. So little interesting things like that. Again, like with Shudder, I think they just have like a lot of low budget films where I think this is kind of where it falls into the trap of it's a low budget film that really can't stretch a whole lot of things. I wish they really did explain a little bit more about these certain characters that kind of go wandering off on this planet. They actually discover this hole, and they don't really go too much into that hole. And I wish they did, because if there was a little bit more meat to the bone of this narrative, we wouldn't be kind of going in circles here with like all these different visuals and hallucinations and just kind of throwing like little cheap little jump scares like over and over. I mean, if we got a little bit more and a little bit more narrative, the film would have been a little bit more interesting to me. So overall for me, I can only give a score of this film a 1.5 out of 5. Shudder's been struggling this year. This is now the 5th film that's on my worst list of the year from them. So I really hope they turn it around soon. But this one, it's a miss for me, and just, yeah, I couldn't sit through this film again. It definitely was a very derivative film, and it was very tough to really sit through after a while. So 1.5 out of 5 is all I can give it. Let me know in the comments, what did you guys think about Ash? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you just think it was kind of meh? Thank you guys for watching as always, and I will see you guys next time.